When people think of Pikmin, they think of cute little colourful creatures running around creating mischief. Even simply booting up a copy of Pikmin 3 would also have you thinking just that. The title screen is full of atmosphere and charm right off the bat. The beautiful music mixed with the lush scenes of nature audibly and visually paints a picture of what the game is all about. Or so you'd think. Hi guys, it's Gary from Nintendo Village here, and in this video we're going to be talking about the dark side of Pikmin 3. As you clicked on this video, if you enjoy it, make sure you subscribe at the end because it does help the channel, and me and Clay are going to talk you through our opinions on Pikmin 3 and how it is actually one of the darkest games that Nintendo has ever made. Enjoy! The wonderfully crafted universe that houses the teeny tiny Pikmin is far from small. What may seem like small obstacles to me and you can become treacherous for our minute friends. Every twig, stream and tree stump might represent a challenge for the little guys, making the world a vastly dangerous place, even before the introduction of hostile enemies or elemental dangers. Each thin puddle of water can become a lake of despair as, one by one, the Pikmin slowly drown if your leadership takes them too close to the water's edge. You see, that's the dark undertone of Pikmin. Beautiful scenes of flowery gardens become haunted by the screams of souls parting from your minions. Tranquil settings scatter each of Pikmin 3's 5 different areas, but death and fear are lurking around every corner, waiting to disturb these moments of peace. As the crew push back the minor foes that scout the map, there's always a chance that colossal Goliath could be waiting to stomp your teeny army into oblivion. Never be fooled by the beautiful scenes that litter the world of Pikmin. Its gorgeous foliage, rippling waters and glittering sands are hiding places for plenty of threats and obstacles to make sure that you're always uneasy.
The story aspect of Pikmin 3 wastes no time pulling the player in. From the very start, the player is tasked with what I would call a very heavy and important task: to find a new planet with a sustainable environment for others to live off. I'm immediately reminded of countless movies from the past decade that hit on these very same concepts, WALL-E and Interstellar, just to name a few. And while this concept may seem a bit simple for some, it helps build on that serious tone that runs throughout Pikmin 3. A sense of purpose and pressure. You can't screw this up. Your entire planet is counting on you. The player begins all alone, separated from his partners, on a brand new planet of which nothing is known. It's equal parts exciting and terrifying. Sure, it's beautiful and peaceful, but there's also this sense of dread looming over the player. Quite similar to Majora's Mask, every day has a time limit, and it's up to the player how they plan to use that time. Sure, during the day, Nintendo has created a beautiful outdoor scene prime for exploration and adventure. However, once nightfall hits, certain doom is imminent for our space explorers and their Pikmin friends. Only the retreat to solitude within the silence of space allows the player to truly be safe. Assuming the player actually scavenged enough food to survive, that is. Being alone on a planet to scavenge for food to survive also brings thoughts and memories of the movie The Martian to mind. Once again, the premise is simple, but much like Matt Damon's quest to produce Martian potatoes, I found myself landing on this planet each day, determined to find more food, determined to not starve.
Garden of Hope is a fitting name for the first place that the crew leaves footprints, and a fitting name for what's to come. Hope being the main asset of the 3 heroes of the story they possess. Hope of being reunited with their crewmates, hope of rebuilding their broken ship, hope of finding food for themselves and an entire planet to survive.
The music that plays out as our little spacemen retreat into the safety of space really makes the player feel safe. It's calming and really complements the beauty of space. It's a stark difference to the atmosphere on the planet, but it creates a perfect balance, mimicking the balance of sci-fi and natural adventure that encapsulates the game. This balance shows up elsewhere in the game too. Deep, dark caverns create a sense of fear and impending doom by casting soft light against rugged, rocky surfaces plastered with alien plant life and mushrooms. These caves set themselves apart from the overworlds of Pikmin 3 by taking out the familiar, bright aesthetic element of the overworld creatures and lands, opting for a strange and twisted looking life and locations. The creeping darkness with harsh contrasting lights elevates the feeling that the crew is alone on a planet, looking for hope, looking for a way home. Now, nothing is more satisfying than seeing the glaring light at the end of the tunnel, knowing that your next objective is just on the other side. Lighting up each segment of the caves using some largely pre-built circuitry and lobbing a couple of highly conductive yellow Pikmin to connect the battery to the light is somewhat of a regular occurrence throughout Pikmin 3. This takes the edge off the caves a little, but then opens them up to some new elements, such as the light-drawn menace of the moth-like Venomoth Sobat that lurks in the darkest depths of the distant tundra caves. Death and fear, once again, lurking around every corner.
Pikmin 3 seems like a simple game from the outside looking in, full of colourful and happy looking creatures and locations, but really, Nintendo has created so much more than that. That colourful and happiness is followed by darkness and fear.
Through brilliant storytelling, visuals, and musical cues, the overall objective of the game is constant in the player's mind. Nintendo has succeeded in creating their own sci-fi survival adventure story. You may well go into Pikmin expecting one thing, but leave feeling something different entirely. It scratches an itch I'm left with every time I put in my favorite sci-fi movie. Perhaps you've judged this game from the outside looking in, chalking it up as another cutesy Nintendo game. But there's more than meets the eye to this charming, yet undoubtedly dark sci-fi adventure.
Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Consider subscribing because we do this thing weekly, and head over to the nintendovillage.com where we host all sorts of news, reviews, articles, everything over there, even podcasts. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.